Hey folks, Gary here. Happy Saturday morning to you. What a great day to be alive. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Cole and I are having a good day. Hey Cole? Yeah, we're having a great day. Yeah, every day we walk with the Lord is a good day. Hey, we've been talking about masks throughout this whole entire week, about how we wear masks at times. As kids, we'll wear a mask to pretend we're something else, like in our playtime, to be a superhero or something, and that's all good and fun and everything. But as an adult, well, sometimes we wear masks because we want to appear maybe better than what we think we are. We want to put out this image out there that other people might like better, or we'll wear a mask to cover up something that we think is a fault. And that's not a healthy way to live. God's not called us to live that way. God's called us to live a life that's authentic, a life that is open, a life that is open especially to Him, that we would know Him and we would know Him in our weaknesses, and we wouldn't have masks in between those things. Adam and Eve, when they sinned, we've been looking at Genesis 3 throughout this week. When they sinned, one of the first things they did was they tried to cover it up with fig leaves. And that just wasn't going to work. That's not what God was asking for. God's asking for us to be real with Him. It's not like He doesn't already know anyways, because He does know. But there's something about being truly known by God and truly loved by God. Now, God already truly knows you. He knows everything about you. So there's really no reason to wear a mask anyways, because He already knows. The only person we're actually fooling is ourselves when it comes to that relationship. And so when we take that off, we realize that God fully knows us. And yet He still fully loves us. In John 13, we read about this exchange between Peter and John. And so the disciples are with Jesus. It's the Last Supper. It's just before He's going to be betrayed. And they're reclining at a table. And we look at at these two disciples. And it says this, verse 22. The disciples looked at each other, wondering who he could mean. Jesus just talked about Judas, but they're wondering who Jesus is talking about. Verse 23. The disciple Jesus loved, so that's John, that's how he identifies himself, was sitting next to Jesus at the table. Simon Peter motioned to him to ask, who is he talking about? So the disciple leaned over to Jesus and asked, Lord, who is it? So the two disciples are there. You have Peter and you have John. John identifies himself as the one who Jesus loves, or the disciple Jesus loves. Of course, we know that he's not saying he's the only one by any means, but John understands that he's loved, and so that's why he writes that. He understands that Jesus loves him. He knows that Jesus knows him, and he knows that Jesus loves him. Peter, on the other hand, is constantly trying to prove himself. He's constantly trying to put his best face forward to receive the love from God. Now, Peter turns around. We read about that, in the book of Acts. Peter really, really takes off, which is amazing. But during the Gospels, we can see where Peter is constantly, again, trying to prove himself to God instead of just simply knowing he's loved by God, knowing that he's loved by Jesus. There's something about saying, Lord, you know every part of me. You know all the bad stuff. You know all the good stuff. And yet, you love me. You love me more than I can possibly imagine. What a beautiful thing that is. So, let's don't wear masks when it comes to God. Let's don't try and pretend to be something we're not, because He already knows who we are. And so we might as well experience His love in our entire life and know that we are loved by Him. So that's the message for today. So I hope you're having a really good Saturday. I hope to see you tomorrow. If you live in Whitewood, you are invited to attend our church at New Life Community Church here in Whitewood. We start at 10:30, and man, we would love to see you tomorrow morning. And if you don't live near us, or if you have another church you go to in Whitewood, then please attend that church. But be around people who love God this Sunday morning and who are experiencing God. So you can worship with them and you can learn more about this Lord, more about Jesus. So that's the message. That's the message for today. Thanks for watching and have a great day.